Was Poe afraid? I read this with Herbert Huncke and Ray Bremser at the Cross Street Bar in Baltimore. Was Poe afraid? On these same brick streets of Baltimore tonight, was Poe afraid? Afraid of the fluorescent eyes of dogs, the raven's reflection, the rat's scat through the sawdust in Holland's market, the smell of rotten burlap thick as fur. Afraid of roaches, disease, of poverty, loud poverty, boom box, crackle crack whip, poor ponies towing carts and full greens up Green Street, overloaded with greed. Afraid of the thick sky over Foggy Tavern's door on Cross Street, cloud draped, rummaged, crimson cloak, threading from the hill down to the curling dark water bay. Afraid of the statues with iron poet capes, flowing in formal rapture and cast hollow spirit, lugging down cold upon those more animated, walking and talking past old doorways. Afraid of the wine, the drugs, the vault of alcoholic shorelines, fractal ragged fault, floating in a dream grave, afraid to yell. Smug disciples repeating versions of hell. The whirl of a wash, a tangled thread, sets an alarm that turns to dread, makes the vision flow instead into creation, and how such a grace is fed. Life is a poor host, grabbing guests who came, swirling great pleated sheets, wrapping the stars, leaving, streaming party coiled to their last cars, some on Twilight's slightly twisted cane. So I'll lighten up here a little bit. I made a
No.
I made a program for my friend Ray Bremser, and I have a poem to him written in Hoboken and broken, but I'll try to find that as I go. This is his program. The rector of the rectum will read from the roster. Life sucks. Order from disorder. Certainly as old as certainty. Would I live longer in Loma Linda? Hot consciousness. The heart is quicker than the eye. Self, eternity. Choice is quicker than the brain. Please make sure you pay your do's and don'ts.
Sure.
As I flip through here, I'm trying to find one that is written. Another one for Ray, written in the Indian tongue of, I hope it's here. I'm sorry, I have to, yeah, here it is. Ray, there he is there. He was, in my opinion, the only beat really I knew. He was the beatnik, if there ever was one. Token for the beat, hip, streetcar cat, Hobohemian Bremser from Hoboken. Now this, you must understand, is in the tongue of the Mohican and the Nanticoke. For all the towns in New Jersey, if any of you have traveled along the freeways of New Jersey, you will see the strange names for towns off like Piscataway and Hoboken. And that's because they're all Indian names. That's the only thing left there is a name. So, this is for Ray. I have gone to Manasquan, left at dawn from Matawan, got to go past Hoptacong, or that-a-way, to Piscataway, Totowa, or Hobokus. That you a-hawkin' in Manahawkin, or talking broken in Hoboken? We hawkin' all the way to Wanakay and Susasuna. Do you want it? Secaucus, all around, Munachi. And this you might, another one, as Roxy mentioned, Neil Cassidy was a big influence for both of us, and we used to know him and hang with him a bit. And when he and Ginsberg moved in with me on Gough Street, this is a song for Neil Cassidy. Oh, really, really, Neil. His first love was the automobile. Drove a 34 Ford with suicide doors and a stick shift on the floor. Dragging down Main to Colfax Avenue, jumping in the back seat boulevard, kicked back, watching asses in the rear view, cruising past the high school, clock on the dash read 10:18, past the neon diner, last stop for Benzedrine, and onward to another scene. Chicks would rob a joint, just buying food, one hand on the wheel, the other in her mood. The blue-eyed kid and the wild-eyed Bobby Soxer, California surfers, tarot card sharks, and word shooters. Found Anne Marie in Frisco like a hurricane cock. Didn't need the Sexual Freedom League. Driving with white pills and pot, but was really addicted to the wheel. Came back to old San Francisco. Flower children all over the streets. Carried starstruck Anne Marie in his arms. The Denver kid, he never returns. Traded her Chevrolet coupe for an old Pontiac. Up the hills, down the curves, gear it down, pump the brakes. Old Mother Ginsburg's backseat driving, turning toward the Avalon, driving down Van Ness, jumping parking meters. One hand on the gear shift, the other copping a field. One hand up her dress, the other on the wheel. Stole a car in Denver just to hear it peal. Just like driving in the races, stole a car in Denver to hear it squeal. He moved so fast he was in Cincinnati and Kalamazoo. Women knew just what to do, and all wanted him to be true. Parked in front of Gough Street in a 50s red and white Plymouth Fury. Just back from seeing Kerouac in a hurry. Patrol car in the mirror, the old white and blacks. Drove past someone with little white pills heading into town. He jumped in the driver's seat and spun that fury around. The roads were paved with powder all the way to Mexico, and train tracks shined in the moon. Did hard time for 2 reefers and came out smoking some boo. First road warrior. He never knew what he did wrong to. This one might take you back to 1955. Many of you can bear that. Rapid Ronnie Ratback Jive, Kansas, 1955. Doc Moonlight bought a brand new T-Bird from writing scripts. Amphetamines drove fast, hard bodies over the high steps. 50 years ago, his daddy bought a mare in Dodge City. Wyatt Earp's grandson now sells new cars in Wichita. Life on the high plains, borrowed on a pile of loans. I drove, Ronnie Hine handed me pounds, selected poems. Outside Zips Club we smoked and pissed. Inside Pack Rat picked his bass and bliss. His eyes rolled back, in close fret. Scoop-op to do, dip-bip, from hip to hop, beat-bop, next set. Like cat cartoon characters, boing back, swinging man on an astrological star. His nose inhalers packed behind the bar. Candy wrappers, Cosmos, and Benzedrine. Dragnet, luncheonette, makes the scene play straight. If fate says best, really bad, half sad. Oh, fate, oh, say. Shuffle on down the side away from the mass. Wanna spin so but jizz on his ass. Rapid Ronnie, Rasmussen, Branema, thief, pimp, artist, hood, alias Barbato Bob, stood under the neon of Zip's club. His subterranean bellhop boyhood forays met Kansas' big intersection wild mores. By the light from the stained glass windows, he sketched pictures between the shows. Illuminated in gold-faced, fading stories, he saw his dreams fly-specked with glory. He stuffed his pockets with dope and dates of whores while he gazed too far beyond the gaily painted doors. Rapid Ronnie rides the moonlight high, pack rat, scoffed pills and played melodic, drank oxybiotic that made him neurotic. Jimmy Mammy, just out of the joint, heard Big Indian was going to steal Doc's Thunderbird. Ronnie went along, reciting Pound's verse, riding the terrible crossroads of the universe. Big Indian let out a yell of centuries of pain, drove into the Bulldog's tractor-trailer lane. Jimmy Mammy broke his jaw and lay in years of highs. Ronnie grew old in secret under California skies. Big Indian lay dead, his eyes confused, staring at the heavens, forever wider than his moon's new earth that refused him shelter from the great white spider. I think we can just sit around and talk a little bit now, and have some books to sign and that sort of thing. So there's some business yet to be done. So thank you all for attending.